It's your destiny to greatness with Dr. C and Brothers Keeper. Today, where we've been, where we're going, and Friday trivia. And now, here are Dr. C and Brothers Keeper.
Hello and welcome to your destiny to greatness. Dr. C here, a little under the weather, but I'm blessed just the same.
And Brothers Keeper, and I'm excited as usual. I'm very excited to see how well Dr. C uses this microphone.
Yes, I'm going to be doing my best today, and you guys just bear with me.
And I must say this. I must commend Dr. C on being committed to the cause. Because there are many, when something happened, that'd be their excuse to give up. But what did she do? She tried to overcome her situation by improvising and keeping it moving. So thank you.
Yes, and thank you for being the perfect partner here. So he's probably going to be taking up a lot of slack today, but to God be the glory. Well, ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be talking about a topic that I believe touches us all, and it is a way out. Many of you may know that way, but if you don't, or if you're not sure, stick with us, and we're sure that you'll be confident at the show's end. Brothers Keeper.
Yes.
A way out. You were saying so many wonderful things before we even started. Before we go to break, can you just give me a prelude of this topic, a way out?
I'm thinking that there are so many different avenues that we can take as humans to have a way out of the multitude of situations that we're in. But the one I like the most is choosing faith over understanding. Sometimes we just have to have the faith that God has our back. Even though we don't understand at the moment what's going on, understand that God has a way out for us, and just keep the faith.
All right. Well, we're glad that you've been faithful thus far and coming to share with us on another episode. So when we come back, we're going to expound on a way out, because there is a way out for you and for me. We'll be right back.
Okay, we're back. And we're getting ready to expound upon our topic for today, a way out. And I was just talking to Dr. C, and we was talking about how many times we could have a situation and we see no way out, but at the same time we are having actions that push us further into the darkness.
Well, sometimes when we feel like we're further into the darkness, we can feel like we're in a rut and our wheels just continue to spin, and we may throw our hands up and said, it's no use. Why should I even try to do better?
Well, as we live this life, everything in life is a learning process, and we all know there's no per se book to tell us the exact things to do, because everybody has their own worldview. So we'll have our own mistakes, we'll have our own good days and bad days, but I'm thinking that there is a destined place for us to be in our life that God has already ordained for us to be and do and where to be. And many times we start out with our own thoughts on what we should do and what we're aspiring to be. And it doesn't line up many times with what God already has in store for us.
Well, that's why I'm glad that you got there, because I was coming right at you when you were saying it wasn't a book per se, but there is a book. If we go to that Bible, it speaks to any and all situations. And that's what I love about it. So we have to go to him, and you were speaking about faith and all that. I was like, Brothers Keeper better come on back with that.
Yeah, and a lot of us don't understand how we'll take old situations, and it's like we'll use it like a necklace per se. We're going to wrap it around our neck and we just drag it around with us, and sometimes that woe is me, not understanding that that old mindset and that old lifestyle, those old actions, sometimes is what's It may not push us further into the darkness, but it's keeping us at the edge of the enlightenment, and we can't get there because it's holding us, and many times we refuse to let it go.
Well, sometimes we may not know how, or maybe we've been hurt for too long, or we've lost too many people in our lives. I had a young man today, probably about 13, and he came, and today is the anniversary of his mother's death. This young man didn't even know his mother, and I just began to encourage him to let him know that he's here for a reason, and there's so much that is in store for him. And even though difficult situations and tough situations come in our lives, we can still use those situations to help us be better.
Yes.
And also use them to help somebody else. So I just told him, you hold on. Hold on. So there's a way out of our minds. Sometimes our minds and within our inner selves, but we don't have to be stuck. We can get out because the sun is shining, even if the cloud is over it.
And as you said before, Jesus did come back. And he died just for that reason. So that we could come up out of the darkness and understand that we have a reason to want to do better. Understanding there's everlasting life for us if we decide to put our free will aside and do God's will. And come on out.
Exactly. Well, stay right there. We want to touch on a couple of important and some things that may just touch you right there in your heart spot. So we'll be back and think on this, a way out, in just a moment.
Okay, we're back. And how about I have the honor to introduce one of our executive producers. This is Mark Ayers. He stopped in, so we thought we'd pull him in from behind the camera and put him in front. Just give him just a take on what we're discussing today. His take.
Yes. Well, thank you for taking the time out to share with us. We always love when you are around.
You're welcome.
But today, Mark, we are talking about a way out. So many of us have had to learn how to get out of a situation or circumstance, and we want to make sure that our viewers feel that they too can find a way out.
Yes, they can. My way out is a lot of times I got to talk to God first. If I don't sit there, if I don't dig that deep in my heart and reach out to God to forgive this person, I can't. I never forgive them. I got to get my answers from God. A lot of instances that I went through a long time ago, I had to ask God for them.
Wow,
Because
that's powerful.
because I hate this man one time till I could kill this man. I'm not lying to you. Just that bad my hate was for him, but I had to dig down deep and forgive him.
Exactly, and that's definitely somewhere that many have had to come from, because you can dislike a person to where it is hating. The thing about hate, it overtakes the person who's hating.
Exactly.
And that's not a good spot.
It's not. That spot will ruin you.
If we don't forgive, all it does is tear down our character, little piece by little piece. And I'm gonna tell you what's so bad.
What's that?
Many times the person that you have harboring these feelings towards, they've most of the time forgot all about the situation.
Yeah.
Sometimes, because
some do.
it could just be so important to us because we are the ones that have experienced the heartache.
Yes, and all the negativity that came with those those actions that may not have been prudent at that moment.
Yeah.
That were directed maybe towards us, or we saw it
towards someone else. Right?
Yeah.
But the thing of it is, at one point in time, I learned and I realized that people do not always grow out of those childish actions.
No.
But it's my responsibility to look to God, as Mark said, to help me. Because it's no need of me asking God to forgive me if I can't forgive you.
Exactly, that's right.
And the pastor told me one day that growing old, that's mandatory. But growing up, that's still an option.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
Young and foolish seem to go hand in hand. But old and fool, it don't come off the tongue as well. So I have to pray that I don't find myself in that situation either, being an old fool, you know. And as he said before, the more you can learn to forgive people for things that they may have done on purpose or inadvertently, the better we'll be, and the more Christ-like we'll be, and the more we'll be able to help someone else who's going through this same type of issue that we have just came out of.
But these gentlemen are talking about forgiving someone else. But on my heart right now, I'm thinking that somebody that's watching, you need to forgive yourself. There's
Yes.
nothing that you've done that is so mean or so difficult or even so unloving that God will not forgive you if you will allow him to. Ask God so that you'll be able to move on. We've all said things, done things. Some things are not so nice at all, but today we sit in a position where we're good with ourselves because God has cleansed us, and he can do that same thing for you too. He's just waiting because he has the way out. And you know I have my scripture. You know I do. 1 Corinthians 10:13 says, "There have no temptation taken you but such as is common to man. But God is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it." You can get out. And they're saying that God is that way out. And it's not that hard. Don't let people put things on you thinking you have to dress a certain way, you have to talk a certain way. No. You just have to relax and allow God to come in and help you.
You know, you're absolutely right. Many times, in the privacy of our home, our little secret closet, we can be our own worst critics. And we'll beat ourselves up more about a little situation than we ever thought someone else could beat us up about it. But we do have a way out. Your days to come, you think a little more about it, and you pray a little more about it, become more prayerful, become closer to God. And after a while, by and by, you will see that you are slowly but surely coming out of your dark place, and you will be able to be a ray of sunshine to someone else.
Yes.
So, before we end this beautiful segment here, Mark,
Yes.
if you could just, one more time, encourage our viewers that there is a way out. Can you just encourage the people?
Yes. I got to say thanks to my dad, because a long time ago, right, he kept telling me, you got to ask God to have to forgive you, And I'm young, dumb as they said,
Right.
didn't care, he didn't know what he was talking about, and the more I kept telling myself that, kept looking at him, then it changed me, right, because I saw how he started walking, right, and he said, and so he told me again, said, I told you, you got to ask God how to forgive. And I kept saying, man, I don't know what he's talking about. So, and then I got thinking about, how I started looking at him again. Now, my dad ain't always been the same.
Right.
I don't know, sometimes when you're growing up, you don't care about nothing. You get older, you still don't care about nothing. Then, I just started listening, And then he kept saying, you need to go back to church. You need to go to church. Then when my dad kept telling me that, I said, then I stopped out to look on him and said, you know what? Yeah, maybe I do need change thinking. And I got back 4 or 5 Bibles around there. Don't pick them up too often, but fine, I picked it up, and I read a little bit. Then one morning on the TV, one Sunday morning, I was sitting there watching TV, and this preacher coming down. He was talking about forgiving. How do you forgive? How do you forgive people? I got to think about it. I said, you know what? It's time for me to go ahead and do that. I went to church that Sunday morning, and when the altar call, I went down there and I stayed down there for a good 15-20 minutes. Just asking God to deal with what I was going through. How I forgive people. And so about a month later, I got out. I saw that guy that I hate so much. And he always trying to, she still tries to smirk me, but like I said, I went up to him, I talked to him. I said, man, I forgive you. Yeah, and hey, I'm happy. But they happy not, but I'm happy.
Yes, exactly.
You know?
And that is
Hey.
perfect. And we're hoping that you did not miss it today. Your way out is through Jesus, is through asking him to forgive you, to help you, so that you can smile once again, so that you can feel like you have worth, and you do. We're here for a reason. So let's look to God from what's coming all of our help, and let's take this way out. We'll be back with your Friday trivia.
Okay, we're back. Earlier we were speaking about being in a dark place, spiritually sometimes. And there are many people in the Bible that often found themselves in a dark place. As we remember the story about Abraham and his wife, she went many years before she was able to bear a child. But in the end, she remained faithful and she was blessed with a child. My question today is, how old was Sarah, which is Abraham's wife, when she had Isaac?
Okay, sounds like a good refresher question. We're familiar with the story, so come on. Get us your answer to that question, which is how old
Was Sarah when she had Isaac?
Okay. Get your answer in by tonight, 11:59
p.m.
p.m. tonight. And so, in order for you to do that, you need to email us at your.destiny-to-greatness@gmail.com. Have wealth and beauty. Have wealth and beauty.
Hi, how many of you have yet to obtain your financial goals? You've been working hard to obtain wealth, but it seems that you're so far away from reaching your destination. The more you work hard, the more you desire to have. The more you feel that you're not getting your piece of the American pie that you believe you so deserve. But I want to encourage you to focus on God's way and plan more than focusing on the money. You can't rob from God and expect to prosper. Keeping focus while pursuing your goal will keep the enemy at bay. Yes, oh yes, we need money to live, function in society, and help in the ministry. But when money is our main focus, it begins to take over. Don't love it, because we know loving it is the root of all evil. When you love it, you'll find yourself doing anything to get it, and you'll miss Happiness Street and Enjoyment Avenue. Follow God's plan and instruction, and He will supply all your need according to His riches and glory by Christ Jesus.
It's just me thinking again. Well, we're entering a new year. And now is the time to think about what situations that we're going to leave behind. Because I'm thinking that if we continue to drag them with us into the new year, and thinking we're going to get a new result, it might just be a sign of insanity. How about we just turn it over to Jesus? Let Him be the one to orchestrate our comeback. And once we give it to Him, I'm thinking something great is about to happen. So the less we think about our issues that didn't mean us any good, didn't reap any positive reward for us, and the more we think about doing those things that will boost our perspective on life, I'm thinking we'll do a lot better in this coming year. It's just me thinking again.
You know, ladies and gentlemen, I often say that today is your day. And I believe that because every time we get the opportunity to wake up among the land of the living, that means that we have an opportunity to get things right with God. So do not waste your opportunity. Whatever it is that you need, go ahead and get it from God. He's there waiting for you and you and you. You're special. God loves you and I love you. Today is your day.
We are destined for greatness.